The video you're about to see is for historical purposes only. It is an almost daily snippet of 1010 Wins broadcast in New York City and the New York City metropolitan area. On my morning commute, I listened to this news broadcast and decided to share a snippet of the news for historical purposes. The mission is to record history.
Look for hazy sunshine today, mixing with clouds. As AccuWeather, breezy up to 68 in the city and along coastal areas, low 70s in the inland suburbs, and then dry this evening. Some rain late tonight, down to 56. More rain in the forecast tomorrow. Sunshine on Sunday. 70. It is 54 now. Hazy sunshine going up to 68. More people get their news from 1010 Wins than from any other radio station in the nation. Sharon Barnes-Waters is our service aide. Justin Schrager is at the editor's desk. I'm Susan Richard.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM, New York.
Good morning, sunshine and 54. A little hazy, though, out there at 8 o'clock. I'm Glenn Shucken. Here's what's happening. Beginning today, the historic Roosevelt Hotel will be open again in Midtown. A new migrant welcome center. In fact, a bus with migrants from the Port Authority has already made its way over to the Roosevelt this morning. A van crashing with a Delta Airlines bus near JFK. We're told 15 people were hurt. None of them are life-threatening injuries. Magnitude 2.2 earthquake centered in Hastings-on-Hudson in Westchester overnight. We'll check in with Sean Adams. He's talking to people in and around Yonkers. Private viewing and then the funeral this morning in Harlem for Jordan Neely, who died in the subway chokehold back on May 1st. And the body of the 13-year-old boy missing from Harlem, pulled from the East River, according to his family, is him. Again, his friend, 11 years old, still has not been found. Sports check for you. Yankees and Mets both getting wins yesterday. And AccuWeather this way for today. Sun and clouds, 68 in the city. We'll get to some 70s inland. With news time 8:01, it's always on the ones. Traffic, transit, Karen Stewart.
It certainly is. We're going to Queens first, northbound Van Wyck. The access road inside JFK at the entrance to the airport by the Belt is closed. We have an accident with injuries there. Traffic is getting detoured to another access road inside the airport. Now, if you're heading out to Brooklyn, eastbound Belt Parkway, past the Bay Parkway exit, we've got an accident. It's blocking one lane. We've got delays that go back to the Verrazano Bridge, and the Verrazano is jammed traveling to the inbound Gowanus from way back at the Goethals Bridge. On the inbound Gowanus at 39th Street, we have the remains of a car fire blocking the right lane. Over the Hudson Rivers, we check what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. 45 minutes into the George Washington Bridge for both the upper and lower. On the inbound George upper, we have an accident on the ramp to the Henry Hudson Parkway. We've got the right lane blocked. The inbound Lincoln is 35 minutes, and the inbound Holland has got a 45-minute delay. In Jersey now, southbound on the Garden State at exit 145 for Route 280. We've got a disabled truck, and one right lane is blocked, and we're delayed back to 151. We've got NJ Transit, the path good. Alternate side parking is in effect today. We're sponsored by Windmill Smart Air Conditioner. Are you ready for the summer heat? Windmill's viral AC window AC has been featured in Forbes, House Beautiful, and all over the internet. It's elegant, quiet, and the Times called it the easiest AC they've ever installed. Go to windmillair.com. That's windmillair.com. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Wins News Time 8:02. The Roosevelt Hotel, which has been closed since before the pandemic, is now the city's new migrant welcome center.
This is the ninth of these emergency relief centers. It will also serve as a shelter for families, first with 185 rooms, eventually up to the full 1,000. This as Mayor Adams has been struggling to find space to house the asylum seekers and pushback from neighborhoods in upstate counties.
Whomever is saying, don't go to a hotel on this block, don't go to a hotel on that block, if you're telling me that, then I need for you to tell me where to go.
65,000 migrants in the past year, 4,200 just last week, bused by Texas after making a dangerous journey. Dr. Ted Long with the city's Health and Hospitals Corporation, who is running the center, briefed reporters on what will happen when they arrive here.
The first thing we're going to do is offer food, water. You've come a long way. We want to make sure that you're comfortable.
They will also offer medical care, school enrollment, and other services. Samantha Liebman, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM outside the Roosevelt Hotel.
Wins News news time, 8:03. Several people hurt in a bus crash at JFK Airport this morning. The van crashing into the back of a Delta Airlines bus is what we've learned, happening on the northbound Van Wyck, exiting the airport toward the Belt earlier this morning. Now, again, 15 in all hurt. One injury believed to be serious, but the update we have is that injury is not life-threatening, as a Port Authority and police continue to investigate. So, if you live in Westchester, the Bronx, maybe even North Jersey, you may have felt this around 2 this morning.
Just before 2 a.m., Hannah was fast asleep, oblivious to the minor tremor. Her cats were wide awake.
They started going rare, and they were jumping around the house, which they do occasionally, but last night it seemed to have been in relation to a small earthquake I did not know about.
Magnitude 2.2, 1:53 in the morning, 10 kilometers below northern Yonkers and Hastings-on-Hudson. Chris was working at the time.
The windows vibrated, and it lasted a half a second, maybe a second, and that was just,
that's it.
Yeah, it just felt like something fell, or a bolt of or thunder.
No damage reported. Folks felt the tremor in the Hudson Valley, northern New Jersey, and the Bronx. Minor quakes do occur in the region from time to time. It's a little reminder from the Ramapo Fault Zone. Sean Adams, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM in Yonkers.
And that reminder to the tune of a 2.2 magnitude, according to the U.S. Geological Survey that has confirmed this, that it was centered in Hastings-on-Hudson. Now, this morning in Harlem, the funeral for Jordan Neely, the 30-year-old dying in the chokehold in the subway May 1st. Former Marine Daniel Penny charged with second-degree manslaughter. And 1010 Win spoke with Reverend Dr. Johnny Green of Mount Nebo Baptist Church of Harlem. They'll be presiding today.
We shouldn't be here today. I believe that this was an overzealous act on the part of the Marine who caused the death. The medical examiner ruled it a homicide.
Private viewing will happen this morning before the funeral that's set for 11, and the Reverend Al Sharpton will deliver the eulogy. Not quite as chilly as it was yesterday morning, although it has dropped a bit back here to closer to 47 now. It always kind of does that and then rebounds quickly here once more of the sun comes through. Hazy sun and clouds today. 68 for New York City, coastal suburbs, low 70s. Inland, it'll stay in the 60s on Long Island as well. The full forecast coming up. We'll do that in about 6 minutes with Dean DeVore from AccuWeather, so you can plan out your weekend here. Wednesday news time, 8:06. An 86-year-old Queens man is now in custody this morning, charged with murder in the death of his wife. Police called to the home at 91st Street in Woodhaven. This was Wednesday night, and cops believe the husband and the wife were in the midst of a bad fight when the man shoved his wife down the stairs and she died. Ovidio Porras, now facing that murder charge, also charged with tampering with evidence before the police arrived. The victim identified as his wife, 78-year-old Luz Porras, again, as that investigation goes on. Here's the sound from Japan earlier today. President Biden, First Lady Jill Biden visiting the Hiroshima Peace Park and Memorial Museum. The first couple greeted there by Japan's Prime Minister and First Lady. While there, Mr. Biden participating in a wreath-laying ceremony with fellow G7 leaders. They're meeting there, the leaders of the world's most powerful democracies, vowing at meetings this morning to tighten punishments on Russia for its 15-month invasion of Ukraine. Now, this is days before President Zelensky will join the group of 7. He'll be arriving and will be there on Sunday. Now, after the closed-door meeting, a statement from the leaders saying, quote, "Our support for Ukraine will not waver." Again, the G7 continuing in Japan.